Hello everybody. Hello everybody. I cannot see if there are people connected. I hope that I will be able to see it soon. My name is Valerie Bottazzi. As life has it, I had a little bit of a communication problem the minute I started connecting. Today is April the 18th, 2017, Tuesday. Hi Elena. And it is the day one of a 3-day webinar. The title is How to Heal and Succeed in Your Goals Using the Powerful Magic of Colors. So for those of you who are joining in, and I can see, hello Mariana, I'm glad that you're joining in. I'm going to be talking about the powerful magic of colors and how to use them in our lives to heal and succeed. So please write down there where you are watching from and where are you connecting from so that I know who's watching and where in the world you are. That's very nice. And we'll be starting here pretty soon. We're just giving some more time to the people connecting. So for those of you joining, today is day one of a 3-day live webinar about how to use colors to heal and succeed, and how powerful they are and how we can use their vibrations for our purpose and intents and to achieve what we're needing from a better well-being to actually achieving specific goals in life. So here is, so you're in BA, Mariana, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Thank you. So pretty soon here I'm going to start. So if you haven't grabbed yet your PDF, the booklet, it's going to be useful. So let me post the link for you so that you can go and get it if you haven't done it yet. Let me post it here in the comments. Just a minute. There we go. So I've just posted the link in the comments for those of you who haven't yet gotten the PDF, because it's going to be useful in what we're going to be talking today. We're going to be touching into some of the points that are addressed there, and the images are going to be useful in the discussion we're going to have. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to go there and download the document if you haven't done it yet. So let me as well go make sure, yes, the link is there and you should be okay if you have it there. Okay, so we're going to start with respect to those of you who have joined me right now and those of you that will be joining as we go. Today's day one of a 3-part webinar, How to Heal and Succeed in Your Goals Using the Powerful Magic of Colors. So let's start. So color is a universal language, and I think that when we say color, in everybody's mind, something comes up immediately. There's no need to say anything. People have favorite colors. We use colors in our environments, in the way in which we dress, in the way in which we decorate, in the way in which we paint, draw, play. Colors are all over our lives. And so much so that actually, if you think about just the English language, given that we are talking in English right now, there are so many phrases that use colors in themselves, like I'm feeling blue, and you know, we know what that means as soon as we hear it. We're feeling blue means we're a little bit depressed. We say green of envy, and we know what that means. Or we say he's so red when somebody's enraged. And we know that color transcends language. For example, intuitively, very simply, if we are driving and we see a red light, we stop. Nothing needs to go through the mind to let us know that we need to stop. It's an immediate alert. Red is alert. And if we see something red flashing in front of us, we know we have to stop. If we see something yellow flashing us in front of us, we know that we need to be aware because some other danger might come along. So colors are so inherent in our lives that we don't even realize how powerful is the influence that colors have on us without us being even aware of what is happening by the influences of the vibrations of colors. And this is one of the things I want to, it's one of my goals to help you understand how important it is to be aware of what colors mean and what are their different vibrations, influences. And at the end of this course, hopefully you will have a better understanding, and that's why you will be able to be more purposeful in the use of colors. So for those of you joining right now, I'm Valerie Bottazzi. Today is April the 18th of 2017, and I'm just talking about part 1 of 3 parts talking about healing with colors and succeeding with the powerful magic of colors. So we were saying about how color is a universal language, and we know this, how much brands impact us. And this is so fascinating because in marketing, brands utilize colors to attract their particular customers very clearly. They know exactly what different colors mean, and therefore they know that if they use a red over a blue or over a green, that has an effect on the person that is receiving and seeing this brand, and therefore also potentially the person that's being attracted to that brand has a certain profile or at least certain characteristics, which if the branding has been done accurately and adequately, those would be the persons and the people that would be ideal for that brand, so that brand would want to attract those people. And that's why also I want to talk about this, so you know if in your business you're using the right colors in your brand, and how you chose your colors, or how to choose your colors if you're designing the branding for your business as a coach or whatever your business you are in. So with this, I want to explore with you something that is quite interesting, and it's this understanding that colors are inherent in our psyche, in our symbolic world. There are several ways of understanding color, and these are the symbolic way, which I've mentioned a few, a spiritual way to understand colors, a mental way to understand colors, an emotional way, and an energetic way. And so we will be looking into each of these because I want you to understand all of them, so that then you can, even on your own, look into this. So one way so are you with me so far? Give me a yes if you're with me, because I want to know, I don't want to lose you in the dialogue. So please, if you're there and if you're with me, if you're understanding what I'm saying, go ahead, give me a yes, so that I know that you're with me and you're following me. So here I am. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So, like I was saying, if you have your booklet with you, you will see, go directly onto, yes, perfectly, Cindy, thank you. Where are you? Don't see you at all. I'm here. Do you see me now? I was looking at the other screen. Do you see me now, Slavka and Mariana? Okay, so you're with me, you gals. So I was saying, in the PDF that I gave you to download, I'm going to first go to the last page, the page where you see a man and there's all those colors. So before I go into this section, I want to know from you, so just write yes or no, if you know what are chakras, or if you have had any insights into chakras, if you have either used them or read about them. How familiar are you with the chakras? Because if you're not familiar at all, I want to give you a brief explanation so that we can go into the color correlation soon. Okay, so come on, give me a yes or a no, or you're familiar or not familiar with the chakras. Okay, so chakras. Chakras in Sanskrit means energy, means wheel of energy. And we actually in our bodies have over 100 chakras all over our bodies. We have wheels of energies in the tips of our fingers, in our palms, in our feet, in our soles, in our and there's 7 chakras for the most part that are recognized. Yes, I do chakra balancing work. Thank you. I will have to come back for the prayer. I have to go to work now. Great, Cindy. That's fine. I will be dealing with the colors and relationships with chakras and much more. So do come back. So I was saying, so there are these chakras that, great, Mariana. Thank you. Glad to know you're back. So the chakras, I was saying, are 7 main centers of energy that start at the sacrum. And as in the drawing that you have in the PDF, they go from the sacrum to the crown chakra. And the colors, hi Alejandra, I'm glad you were able to join. Grab your PDF and go to the 3rd page because we're talking about the chakras and the energy centers and their colors, as you can see. So why is this important? So the root chakra is red, then at the, more or less at the level of the navel, there's an orange wheel, then there's a yellow one at the sternum, there's a green one at the level of the heart, there's a blue one at the level of the throat, and there's a purple, hi Niharani, grab your PDF if you want to join us. I'm Valerie Bottazzi, and this is day 1 of 3 days talking about how to heal and succeed with the powerful magic of colors. So I was saying about all the chakras, go to page 3. So the 6th chakra is in the 3rd eye, just between our eyes in our forehead, and normally that's color, it's considered either indigo or violet. And then the crown chakra, which is considered either a very light level of violet or high, Naharani, or white. So why is this important? Because I'm going to make you understand what each color means and how therefore impacts the influences of the chakras. So I don't pretend to give a lesson on chakras in just this short live session today, but what's important to understand is that these colors and these chakras have very specific relationships to our lives. I'm going to give you a very brief list just so that you understand what I'm talking about. So when we talk about the red chakra, we are dealing in our own lives, if we connect to that energy, we are dealing with issues that have to do with grounding or with survival. And here is, for example, where we enter the 5 levels of understanding of colors that I have mentioned earlier. For those of you who have just joined us, these 5 levels are symbolic, spiritual, mental, emotional, and energetic. So to give you a very in-depth example with red and the 1st chakra. For example, from a symbolic standpoint, like I already mentioned, a stoplight, but we have the Red Cross, for example. We all know what the Red Cross is internationally. We have a stop sign. These are symbolics about red. What could be from a spiritual standpoint an understanding of what's red? We could speak about awakening. We could speak about the purifying flame. We could speak about concentration. If we are talking mental instead, what are we talking about? In terms of red, we could be talking of being an extrovert, of being materialistic, of being energetic, of being competitive. All of these are manifestations of red from a mental standpoint. From an emotional standpoint, we say people, like I said at the beginning, people see red. Red could be anger, but red could be also passionate love, passion. We all know we use reds in the hearts we draw, right? So it could be also when we're embarrassed and our faces become all red, or it could be an emotional level courage as well. And for example, from an energetic standpoint, which is where I started this whole thing about red, we could be talking about the first chakra, also known as the root chakra. So this already is to start giving you an understanding how colors connect with us and our vibration. So I have just taken you through an understanding of what the vibration of red is. I'm going to do something else for you. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show you red big time here on the screen, so you can also connect to red from a visual standpoint, so you can vibrate with this. Now, what emotions is looking at this red and listening to the meanings of red? How is it impacting you? Is it influencing you at all? Give me a yes if it is. Write something. Write what's happening to you. Please let me know that you're with me, that you're following me. What's happening to you when we are connecting to the powerful vibration of red, when you're looking at the red bottle, or when you are connecting from a symbolic standpoint. So, are you with me? Come on, come on, come on. Let me know what's going on so that I can be with you and I know that you're following me. Okay, there we go. Great. Okay, so that was for red, just to give you an understanding of how red has this strong love and passion, exactly this strong conversation, this strong vibration, that is well known. And so when we are dealing in our lives with issues that have to do with survival, when we are talking about, gracias Alejandra, thank you Alejandra, when we're talking about how it was in ancient times, survival, when we're talking about the times of the cavemen, well, survival meant to run away when there was a predator animal running after us, or to confront with courage in our group, in our clan, and go and confront a mammoth, because if we didn't kill a mammoth that winter, we wouldn't even eat. So survival issues in those days had to do also with the very well-known, hello Giselle, with the very well-known fight or flight instincts. Well, what happens? That nowadays we don't have mammoths anymore that we need to go and kill, and we don't have predators that follow us, and we don't have to run away. But we do have issues of survival with money, with not having a job, or having a job, or not getting paid, or being a self-employed and doing our work and not being paid, or not being able to get what our money's worth for the job we do. So all of these issues are issues that have to do with the first chakra and are related to the color red. So now you start seeing the connections. Are you connecting the dots? Are you seeing how this could be so powerful? Mars and survival, the warrior. Exactly, Mariana. Exactly. Mars is red. It's the planet known as the planet of the warrior. And every time we see red, we have these connections. So survival for us today is an issue that I bet we all have to deal with one way or the other. Now, when we are very rich and we don't have issues of survival from an energetic standpoint, we still might have issues at the level of the first chakra, because like I said, the first chakra is related also to being courageous, is related to having enough energy, to being energetic and alive. You know how so many times, even if you're an energetic person, so many times you might find yourself in days in which you're really with a lack of energy and you're not up to par with what you have to confront for the day. Well, those days, most likely your first chakra is not in balance. And this lack of harmony in that chakra is probably what's taking away life energy. Yes, astrologically speaking as well. And there's a, Mariana is commenting and saying that astrologically speaking, it's also related. And hello, Asun, I'm glad you're joining. And I'm not even going to go into the astrology connection with colors, which there is, and it's very deep, Mariana, but I would need a whole other week to talk about that. But yes, we're going to leave it there for now. But so what I was saying is, if we are in a day in which we have low energy, it's probably our first chakra, that's red, that's not in harmony. For those of you that have just arrived to the group, grab your PDF, that one that you downloaded, and we're talking about the third diagram with the man with the chakras and the colors. We're discussing about how they connect with colors. This is day one of the three-part webinar today. So, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm Valerie Bottazzi, and thank you for joining. No needs to worry, Mariana. It's just that if I get into the astrology explanation of colors as well, then we go deep into a hole that's very fascinating, actually, but very long for the scope of this live today. So back to red. As I was saying, red has to do then with aliveness, with the level of energy that we have in the mornings or during the day. It has to do with courage. So like I was saying, the courage to confront difficulties, to confront fear. Fear is very related to the first chakra. Fear is very related to red. Fear is very related to this vibration. When we are in fear, we are activating this first chakra. Now, why am I insisting, first of all, so much on red, second of all, so much on chakras? Well, because the theme of this webinar is how to heal and succeed using the powerful magic of colors. And in order to use the powerful magic of colors in our lives with knowledge and with consciousness and with intent, we need to understand how they influence us and how we can relate to their vibration. So that's what I'm trying to do, going deep into this one color and one chakra. Also because the root chakra, which is the red one, as we said, first chakra, it has so many issues that truthfully touch all of us so deeply, because there's not one human on earth that's not here on this third dimension. And the root chakra also gives birth, if we can say, to our physical bodies, which is the body that we're using in this dimension. It is the body I'm using to communicate with you through the ether, incredibly so, of internet. But it's a very important chakra as well, because when we're not in harmony And when this chakra is either not, the energy in this chakra is not flowing in correctly or out correctly, and it's in lack of balance and lack of harmony, we also might have issues with not being able to see reality for what it is. You know how sometimes we're talking with friends and our friends are telling us how they see their situation in their lives, and we're looking at them like, what are they talking about? We're looking at their situation from the outside, and we see that it's so different than what they are trying to tell us. Well, they're not rooted in reality. They're having trouble looking at what really is happening in their lives. And these problems of lack of ability to look at reality are also connected to this first chakra. Are you with me, everybody? There's lots of you watching right now, and I'm wondering if what I'm saying makes sense to you. If you're getting, please give me some comments saying yes, you know, we're getting it. Or if you have questions about what I'm saying, please go ahead and just put them so that I know that you're with me and you're following. Are you with me? Did I put you down to sleep? Come on, somebody in there. Okay. So we continue then. So we continue talking about chakras and colors and how to use them for our benefit. Okay. So we went in depth, getting it all. Thank you. Thank you, Neha. Any questions, feel free, post them so that I can address them as we go along. So, back to red and back to this very, very important issue of being grounded. And so you're saying how to let plan. Go again. What do you mean, how to let plan? Right again, is there a typo there? I don't understand the question. Okay, I think you might be asking how to use the information to heal. So this is the issue. Let's talk about an example. So we're having a problem and we are lately a little bit blue. We have a tendency to, how to play with the colors. Yes, that's what I'm getting to it. So we're having this example. We are blue and we are having a phase where we're having trouble getting up in the morning and being happy. There are those phases. We all have them. Sometimes we have troubles of all kinds and it's harder. I fear a lot regarding my physical body being harmed or hurt. That's very interesting, and we're going to address that then. So in your case, Neha, we need to understand is the fear is connected to an idea, or is it something that you've always felt, or is it something that is new, or when did this fear popped up? If you tell me that, that might be helpful for me also to connect it with the colors and let you know more. So how to use red in this case, this very simple example. And of course this will become more and more complex as the days go by and I have the ability to tell you more and more information about the colors, but let us at least use this simple example so you start understanding where I'm heading with this. And I'm going to give you actually a very fascinating exercise, in-depth exercise to use. But I'm going to do this on day 3 because I need to give you some information beforehand so that you can use the advantage of that exercise. So back here, morning, I'm getting up. I can't get up. I'm a little bit down. I'm lacking energy. So what you can do, very simple. You're laying in bed and you're blue and you just start, close your eyes. This will last 3 minutes as you're laying in bed and you close your eyes and you connect with the color red, and you start seeing red. And you can see red in whatever way you want. You can see red in your third eye, in your mind's screen, or you can just feel the red that's all around you, or you can connect with how you feel when you see red. And just let this red invade you, your whole body. Breathe it in and breathe the color in. And as you breathe the color red in, imagine that it is going in all of your body. Imagine that it is going down, scanning your body inside and outside. Do this exercise imagining that the red is going into your organs, and your stomach and your lungs are becoming red, and your lungs and your bronchi and your intestines and your muscles and your bones, and you get the point. You just go through this whole thing, and it might take you 3 to 5 minutes, but you will notice how incredible this is and how it energizes you. Ciao Pepa, hello. I don't know if you closed your eyes and were following me as I was giving you this simple example, but even for me, my legs started to vibrate from this that I was doing. This is a very simple exercise with a very simple explanation that I use this lack of energy in the morning. Now, always with this exercise, let's say that you are having trouble with your energy level in these times. Also, what you eat. Nature is very, very wise, and all the plants and vegetables and fruit. I had few road accidents. I watched some movie too. I guess these are imprinted in my mind. Okay, I'll take that off with you, Neha, later on. And I was saying, nature is very smart, and if we look at what would be plant-based in terms of colors, if we need to give energy to this first root chakra, ciao Cecilia, then we can choose to eat red fruit or red vegetables. We can use to eat tomatoes, red apples. Ah, great. Yes, closing my eyes and breathing red felt amazing. Great exercise. And that was just two minutes. Imagine, Nehav, you can do that in the morning, tranquil, and you can really visualize your whole body becoming red and then getting up. You will see how incredibly powerful that is and how it can really help you start your day from a different vibrational level, from aliveness, from courage, from energy, from less fear. It's from being fearless. It's very, very powerful. So I was saying, if you are in a state in which you are feeling that there is fear in your lives, and then you need to support yourself in every single way you can. And colors are so powerful that I can, like I said, just looking at things that are red. So for example, choose red candles. I know that. Ciao Connie, how are you? So we're doing part 1 of 3 days, Connie, of healing and succeeding with the powerful magic of colors. Grab your PDF. We're talking about the 3rd page right now. For those of you that joined late, Valerie Bottazzi, for those of you who don't know it, and today is April 18th. So back to what I was saying. So color red, if we want to give energy to that first chakra, we can use red candles. And they are easily sold during Christmas time, but they're sold all year round, and they're very powerful because you light a red candle, you light the, and red is also the flame, the purifying flame from a spiritual standpoint, so it's very powerful, that too. And forgive me, And also you can eat plant-based food such as vegetables and fruit that are red. And you know, bell peppers, red bell peppers, and tomatoes, and beetroot, and I will surely do it every day. I see red flowers, pomegranate, and blood in my... Perfect! I see red flowers, pomegranate, and blood in my mind. Thank you for that, Neha. Also, because you just reminded me of the fact that grapefruit is yellow outside, but it can be very red inside if we chose the red grapefruits. And oranges are orange outside, but they're very red if we choose the blood oranges. So just use all these things. These are all such easy tricks to make you strong. Hello, Alicia, how are you? We are jumping in way into the conversation, so grab your PDF and then you can listen to what we were talking about. But we're still on the first color, which is color red, and we're still looking at what implications it has in our lives from the chakras or energetic center standpoint. And we're talking about the first chakra, which is the chakra that has to do with survival issues, with fear, with the energy level we feel of aliveness, with courage, and with passionate love. So we just did an exercise about how we can visualize in the morning our whole body being showered by the color red, or we can feel it, and how we can visualize our inner parts of our body being invaded or colored by red, and how we can eat plant-based food that's red, and how we can light red candles, and how we can use all of these colorful red choices to sustain us in a moment in which we might feel that we need the energy of aliveness, we need courage to confront fears, we are in a survival mode, and therefore we're going through some hardships, and red is powerfully a color that vibrates powerfully to sustain us and help us in all of these approaches. So I used a lot of time on red. You will see that we won't use this much time in all the other colors as we go forward during the next 2 days, because red is such an important part of everybody's lives, and the issues are so big in everybody's lives that it was worth staying with it for a little bit. Now, we looked at it from the standpoint of fear. So we are talking about probably a lack of balance from a lack of energy. But the opposite can also be true. If there is too much energy in that first chakra, if there's too much red vibration, we can be very nervous, very stressed, very angry. When somebody says something to us, we can immediately react and go against that person. And so a disharmony is always a disharmony, either in lack or in plus. So harmonizing the first chakra is important either way. And incredibly so, the same exercises are valid one way or the other. However, the visualization exercises. However, if you have too much red energy and you're feeling a little bit angry and a little bit stressed and a little bit really reactionary, I wouldn't go and eat red fruit and red vegetables, because that's not what you're needing. You will understand what you're needing as we go through with the other colors. You will probably need to tame that with some other color. But it is at this point important that you understand that disharmony, it is going to be shaking us either way if there is too much or too little of that energy pertaining to that center. So, enough for red, unless you have questions for me and you want to look into some other issues of red. So go ahead and tell me Are you okay with what we've discussed so I can drink a sip of water before moving on? Come on, come on. Did you fall asleep? Tell me, what are your thoughts? Are you with me? Okay, here we go. So, okay. So we're going to move on. And we started with red because, as I said, it's a very good point of alertness. And we, on the second page of the booklet I gave you, there is a star that has, like this one, let me show you. Let's see if you can see it. Let me see. There you go, like that one, okay? So go get that star, page 2 of your notes, so that we can address that for a moment. So that star shows you that there's 3 primary colors, like I said. You're welcome, Ceci. So 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. So we're going to talk about the 3 primary colors first, and then we're going to move into the outer colors. So the second color I want to address, which is also something that influences everybody's life, is yellow. And like I said, yellow has, just like red does, many symbolisms in terms of all the spiritual and mental and symbolic and emotional and energetic. So yellow has to do with the 3rd chakra. So we're skipping the 2nd chakra, but we're going to go back to it. And the 3rd chakra is what we feel right here. It's what we feel at the level of the sternum. And you know how many times when we feel threatened, we also feel like something closes just at the mouth of the stomach. Well, that's our 3rd chakra. So before telling you what the 3rd chakra really has to do with ourselves, I'm going to lead you into it by telling you what yellow vibrates to, and you will connect the dots on your own. Are you okay? Are you all with me? Does anybody want to write what yellow signifies to you? What either spiritual or symbolic or mental or energetic values yellow has for you? How do you receive yellow? How do you perceive yellow? What is yellow for you? Go ahead, write down what is it for you. There's a few of you watching, so just go ahead. Don't be shy and just put it. What is it that yellow is for you? I'm going to give you a simple one. Yellow is the sun. Come on. Yellow is the light of the sun. In construction, yellows are the hard hats, brightness, exactly. I mentioned it before too, yellow, just like we used the red light, there's the yellow flashing lights that tell us anyhow that there's an alertness to be had. And yellow, for example, there we go. I hope you're still there. Yes. I just gave you, there you go, Neha. I admire sun a lot. I fetch from sun every time I see sun. Yes. So yellow is also a very bright color. And I forget to say something very important about red. Red is a color of stopping, of pushing back. That's a thing I wanted to just leave there because it's important given that we're going to be looking at yellow or blue. So yellow are the sunflowers. I love sunflowers, and in Tuscany where I live now, there's plenty of fields just with sunflowers. Now tell me, when you see a field full of sunflowers, don't you just feel as happy as a clam? For some reason, it is laughter, it is brightness, it is fun, it is It is also yellow. Now I'm going to connect it to you. It is, like I was saying, the color of this solar plexus chakra. And it is the color of the I am. It's the color of who you are. It's your own light. It's when we are shining bright, we are shining from this chakra. Now, let me connect you to the color like I did before. So, here we go, yellow, just yellow. Let yourselves be bathed by this beautiful color. Absorb it all in. Connect with this beautiful yellow. What it makes you feel. And just like we did for the red, yellow, I'm feeling really blessed that I can see colors. Absolutely, Neha. Not everybody can see them with the two eyes, in fact. And colors can really brighten our days. And if we learn how to use them, they can be extremely powerful. They have been for me in my life, and that's why I love working with colors. Like I was saying, there's a very important thing about yellow, because we can feel many times that we're not being able to shine our lights. We can feel that if we shine bright, we are shadowing somebody else, and that makes us feel bad. We can be overwhelming, yes, deliciously happy with yellow. Yes, me too, Neha. So also balancing this third chakra is very important, because when the third chakra is in balance, where our sun, or yellow red sun that we have in our solar plexus, shines bright in equilibrium and in balance, we are just allowing all the other suns of everybody else around us in our lives to shine just as bright. My light doesn't turn off your light. On the contrary, my light shines bright as much as your light can shine bright. And we can all shine bright if we are all centered and with balance, with harmony in this chakra. So, for example, when we are not in balance, instead of feeling joy, we feel sadness. Instead of feeling the willingness to laugh, we feel gloom, and we feel that nobody loves us and poor me, and we feel that why is this happening to me, and if we feel a lot of yellow in our chakras, we are nobody is as wonderful as I am, and we tend to be arrogant, and the others don't understand anything. And so these are the imbalances of the yellow. Yellow is also related to Leo, the astrological sign of Leo, like a lion. A lion in its full magnificence is balanced in its yellow. So yellow, just like we did for red, has a lot of implications that are very related to the way in which we show up for our lives. Do we show up fully? Do we show up and we are afraid to show our true colors? Do we show up and do we stand in our own power, or we are afraid to embrace our power? Because this can happen too. That our light shines so bright that we are afraid of shining our light bright. And so we pull back and we don't really manifest truthfully and truly who we are. When we embrace who we are, when we step into our power, when we understand that this light, this yellow, is our essence of who we are and how we show up in the world. And when we understand that the universe needs us to show up fully for who we are, and that if we show up lovingly for who we are, there's nothing going to happen that's going to go wrong. On the contrary, that's when things start flowing correctly. So again, the other thing about yellow that's very, very important is that I said red pushes back. We're going to get into blue eventually, but blue is the other way around. Blue embraces, accepts, lets you come in. And yellow is really the I don't know if I want red or I want blue. Yellow is the ability to discern, the ability to... You never use yellow, Mariana? You don't like it? I have somebody in my family who doesn't like yellow at all. But yellow is the color that has to do with the experience gained that allows us to make decisions based on our intelligence, based on the fact that we can connect the dots of what has happened to us in our lives, and therefore we can decide and discern and dissect and understand if we want this or we want that. So yellow is very important as well. This chakra, when it is in imbalance, then, oh, I see, I do, but I don't use it. Yes. So when the third chakra is not in balance, when it's not in harmony, then we don't know what we want. We have difficulty making decisions. We have difficulty being who we are, and we might fall into manipulative approaches because we don't know who we are. And so this is such an important thing to be clear about. Now, today we've dealt with red and we've dealt with yellow, and we haven't really finished doing yellow because it's going to be a bridge between today and tomorrow, because we're 5 minutes to the end of our webinar today. And I want to make sure that I leave you with one thought for you to think within yourselves. So that tomorrow, now that you understood how this works, and as I give you the premises, then you can be more into how this impacts your life. Connect in your own with a notebook today at home. What do the colors in the star, thank you, Cecilia. What do the colors in the star that I gave you in the second page, at least the 3 primaries and the secondaries, what are they for you from the 5 aspects we mentioned? The spiritual, the mental, the symbolic, the energetic, and the emotional. All of this is going to be useful as we get to the 3rd day, when we're going to decide which colors are the ones we're going to be needing to work with to address whatever each of you is going to decide what you want to address, either from a healing standpoint or from achieving goals. And this exercise is very important, that you look into and you connect with what is your own truth with this information, because the only way in which you can know how much balance or lack of balance is there in your chakras, and therefore in your energy bodies, is if you connect to them. If you go in and you contact your inner compass and you feel what's going on inside of you. But I'm going to guide you into how to do this too in the next days. But this is a first step. I want you to be vibrating with this information and understanding what is going on, and so that tomorrow we can just jump in and go deep with the other colors, and also finish working with the yellow, which is going to be our bridge between the red and the blue. So with all of this said, before we close for the day, does anybody have a question about what we said and we spoke about today? Is anybody wanting to ask something or looking into something? I'm more than happy to answer. Also, if it's unrelated to the red or the yellow, if it's something that you're really pressed for knowing and you want to know how a certain color is impacting you right now, I'm more than happy to address that. So just let me know, put it down there, write it down there, and I will be answering. Mariana, yellow and red hearts, how nice. Thank you, that's so sweet. You guys, you were wonderful. Yes, for everybody. Everybody, Mariana put red and yellow hearts. They're so sweet. And for everybody, you know, this has been my first really live webinar. I've done short lives here and there, and I was quite nervous today before the starting, and you guys made me feel really nice, and thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for having participated with me today in this 1 hour where we discussed colors, because it's something that gives me a lot of pleasure. I think you can perceive how much I love this subject. And you know, I use colors when I work with people. I use them for healing. I use them when I heal people. Thank you, Mariana. Me too. I love you all really. When I heal people, thank you, Neha. When I do healing, energetic healings, I use colors, but I also use colors from a business standpoint. For those of you who have been following me, I just started this business at the beginning of this year. I created my branding. You're welcome, Ceci, thank you. And I used what I'm going to be teaching you in the next 2 days to do my branding. And we're going to look at my branding as an example of why I chose this and what is it that colors signify for me and what is the meaning there, so that you can do that for yourself as well. So all of this said, is 7 o'clock. You guys, it's 7 o'clock in Italy. It's 1 o'clock in New York, and wherever you're in the world, whatever time it is, you probably need to run and do your own thing. So have a great next rest of the day or evening or morning, and have fun, and let us see each other tomorrow here again at the same time as today for part 2 of this webinar, Healing and Succeeding with the Powerful Magic of Colors. Thank you.